051 DRILLA, man. What's good?
What's good, bro?
Yeah, man. Blessing to have you here, man.
Blessing to be here.
Bro, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Relax.
How you feeling these days, man? What's going on in your life, man? Tell me something positive is going on, man. What you most, blessed about? What you most more grateful about, these days?
Just to wake up every day, be with my son, just spend my days with him for real. It's a beautiful thing for real.
Facts. You got one son?
I got two.
Okay. They infants, teenagers.
One is 6, one is 2.5, 3, basically. Yeah.
Usually when brothers have kids, especially brothers that come from, deranged areas, what they consider the hood or what they consider the trenches. Once you have those kids, or they say girls. Once you have a girl, or even if you have a boy, they say it change you.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, in what ways? In what ways having children, change you? Like change your mentality, change the way you live?
Just my lifestyle. It just changed my whole way of thinking for real. Like, I know I got to be better, do better. Like, I ain't just doing this for me no more, for real. I got a reason to wake up tomorrow and do better.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up, man. So tell me about 051 DRILLA. Nobody knew who you was. Nobody never knew you had viral songs on YouTube. If you had this viral movement going on for, the good or the bad reasons, whatever the case may be. If you had to tell somebody, well, this is me. This is 051 DRILLA, or your real name. This is me. This is what I do. This is what I'm into. What would you say?
I don't even know. Like, I'm interested in a lot of things. Like, I do carpentry, architecture. I could draw. I could do all type of different things.
Okay, you're into carpentry.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Some of the most famous people that ever walked the earth are into carpentry.
Yeah.
One being who they call Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, everybody now, if you woke, that he was a black man.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody he was in the carpentry. His father.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. So that's really the elemental stages of being a black man. Using your hands, being able to use your hands.
Yeah.
So what got you into that?
It's just I always been hands-on with everything my whole life. Like, anybody will tell you, I could do anything for real. Like, if I see it, I could do it.
Okay. And you be drawing?
Yeah.
What's some of your favorite things to draw? Do many people know this about you?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just draw random stuff, whatever come to my head. Like, I could draw whatever.
When did it start?
Probably first, second grade. I've been drawing since then.
Okay. So if you wasn't known for being a rapper or known for whatever you're known of, what would you choose? Like, okay, this is the one thing that I want to be known for and get paid from it, and I got rich from it. I got wealthy from it. Would that be drawing? What would that be?
It'll definitely be, that's what architecture come from. Architecture, construction, all that.
Okay.
For sure.
So you got a business with that as well?
My parents do, and I'm involved with it.
Okay. That's what's up, man. Shout out to your parents.
For sure.
So in regards to your parents, what type of upbringing, did you have? Parents, I'm assuming you had a 2-parent home. How were they? How did they raise you? What are some of the morals and the principles that they instilled in you from an adolescent?
So first, I had a 2-parent home for a while. Then my father went to jail. Then he disappeared out of my life. Then my mother met my stepfather, and they've been together since 2010. And he just been my father since then. And he really taught me everything I know for real. Yeah.
I want to talk about that. So there's this thing on, I guess, Black Twitter or Twitter in general or social media. They'll say, oh, if you meet a woman, with children, you better not step up and be the stepdaddy.
Yeah.
You know, you a sucker if you do so.
Yeah.
I think T.K. Kirkland said that, you know, a famous comedian. And there's other people that agree with that logic. And I think that's doing a disservice to yourself, kids as well, because it takes a village to be able to raise children.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so what are some of the things that, you know, you appreciate about, you know, your stepdad coming in and taking over and being a father figure to you when, you know, your real dad was unable to do so at the time?
I appreciate everything. Like he taught me how to be a man for real. He taught me everything I know. Like all the good things. Like I did all type of stuff I wasn't supposed to do, and he still stood by my side. It was just like he always taught me to be better. He still to this day. He just teach me to be better. Like I don't know. I thank him. Like I might not thank him to him, but I just thank him. Period. Like I try to show him all the time.
All right.
Even though I can't do it, like voice it all the time to him, but I try to show him.
That's what's up. So where your family roots from? Like, is your mom? You're from Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. Like, where at in Chicago?
The low end, Washington Park, High Park, 51st.
Okay, so when somebody says the low end, is there a high end? Is there a middle end? Like, what does that mean?
The low end is just like 51st, 55th, all the way to 21st, from state to the lake.
Okay,
that's the low end. And then it's just a part of Chicago.
What's considered downtown Chicago?
Downtown is probably like after 12th Street all the way down to the lower numbers, and Chicago Avenue, all that Gold Coast and all that downtown.
Okay. And that's where your parents are from. They from Chicago too.
Yeah, they my parents from where I'm from. My parents and my stepfather, we all from the same area.
Okay. What about your grandparents? They were from there as well?
Yep.
Okay. So you got deep roots in Chicago.
Yep.
Okay. So a lot of people don't really know, or they are unaware about the woke movement that took place in Chicago in the 70s and the 60s, mm-hmm. and even the 80s, and prior to that, in regards to our people being staples in the community, really owning a lot of what Chicago was.
Yeah.
You know, Chicago was a black city at one point. You know, people having the civil rights movement. You have these different well-known people that were staples and that led our people out of, you know, certain struggles and things of that nature. You have the Black Panther Party movement, yeah, and all these different figures. You know, do you ever go back into that history to kind of tap in, to kind of see where your people were at that time?
No, not really. Not really.
Okay.
Like my people really from like the same area that I'm from, 51st, like they always been around now. Like my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, everybody is from right there.
The EndureAllThings podcast is sponsored by Check Back Drive. If you are looking to keep your loved ones safe, we have a product proven to help save lives. Check out our website at endureforever.org. That's www.endureforever.org. Drive safe, drive sober, endure forever.
I think it's really important if our brothers that's in those areas really tap back into like that history of kind of what Chicago once was in regards to being ran and owned and operated, you know, by our brothers and our sisters. Mm-hmm. And with that, I want to say, with all the attention that Chicago gets like right now in regards to like the violence, the murder rate and stuff like that, do you ever feel like, or do you ever think that a lot of that was like government infiltrated, or, you know, somebody had a hand in orchestrating certain places being at odds or at beef with one another? Somebody that's outside of our reach, meaning the people that's on the field?
To be honest, I don't know. I can't really answer that or know how to feel. Like, I don't even really know. For real.
Understood. Okay. So with your people being from Chicago, you being from Chicago, and all those roots in Chicago, tell me like some of your most memorable moments about the city and like how you feel about Chicago. What does Chicago mean to you?
Chicago, what it mean to me is just it's everything. Like, it's a beautiful city. Like, it's just everything is there. So like, I don't know how to like really explain it. It's like all my. That's a good ass question.
Facts.
I don't know. It's just
Like right now, somebody said, man, Chicago, man, that's a weak city, man. They ain't got nothing over there.
like Chicago is fun. Like, you can go to Chicago, do anything. The bars is fun. The clubs is fun. The restaurants is good. You could go do gaming anywhere around the city. You could have real fun in Chicago. Like, it's nothing you can't do.
What's your favorite food spot?
Sharks.
Okay, what's that? It's like a
Chicken.
bar?
It's like a chicken spot.
Chicken spot?
Yeah.
Okay. You rather that over Harold's Chicken? Oh, that's all I hear about is Harold's Chicken. Harold's Chicken this, Harold's Chicken, all the rappers.
Harold's Chicken is it, for sure.
Right.
But Sharks, for sure.
Okay, I definitely got to try that out one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to try that out. Okay, so kind of transitioning a little bit to, you know, your origin of like music. What were you listening to kind of like growing up as a young kid to like where you really started like, you know, I rock with music. I could probably do that one day.
So growing up, my father, we couldn't listen to music. We couldn't watch music videos or none of that. Like, I didn't start listening to music for real till I was like in 3rd grade. Like, he wasn't playing none of that. It wasn't no MTV, BET, 106 Park, wasn't none of that. So I didn't catch on to music till 3rd grade. So that's when I started listening to Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, stuff like that. Those was like the only people I was listening to.
Okay. Was there a reason behind that where he kind of shielded y'all from music? Was he like just a militant type of father figure, or he didn't want? You think he was trying to prevent y'all to see certain stuff, or like?
Yeah, I think he was just trying to prevent it from us seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you use that tactic in your fathership?
Nah. I don't think it'll cause you're gonna see it eventually.
Yeah.
So, especially kids nowadays, they can pick up the phone themselves and go find it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay, so growing up, you was listening to Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, stuff like that. Who are your favorite artists? You know, from like back then, or like, you know, this is my favorite, and that you would even go back to now that you would have maybe in your playlist. Outside of like who's popular today, like who we know today, but who your favorite like all time?
Gucci, for sure. Gucci, for sure.
Shout out Gucci Mane LaFleur, man.
Yeah, for sure, Gucci.
That's what's up. Okay, that makes sense. And do you think you kind of like captivated like that type of persona to your music career?
Yeah, you could say that, yeah.
Okay.
You can hear that.
That's what's up. So if I were to ask you the same question about today, with today's artists, you know, who you rocking in the headphones today?
I listen to all type of music now, but mainly I ain't gonna lie, there's no like main person I listen to, so I just really kind of, I don't know. I know one artist I don't listen to myself.
You don't listen to yourself?
No, I don't listen to my music.
Okay, that's interesting. Tell me about that. Like, what would make you, you know, not really want to listen to yourself? Because I hear that all the time, and I actually kind of relate with that. When I kind of hear myself on camera, I'm like, yo, it sound a little goofy. Like, I hate it. It kind of give me a little cringing feeling.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. Not that I don't like it. I don't get like excited off of it for real.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so you didn't name nobody. I'm still looking for a name, like in regards to like who you listen to, or like somebody. It could be anybody, artist, well known or unwell known, or any shout outs you want to give.
Shout out to the members. Exotic Wop, Kiddo, Mad Money, Lady SK. Yep. People that's not in my camp, I'd say Somebody from Chicago, YG Festo, I'll be bumping him hard.
Okay.
There's somebody that's famous that everybody will know. Janae Aniko.
Okay, shout out Janae Aiko.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. That's what's up. Yeah, so the drill rapper do listen to a little R&B.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta have an R&B playlist in there, man. You got to.
Yeah.
Okay. So with your music career and, you know, where it's been, when did you start? Like, when was your first major song that kind of got traction? What year was that?
December 2017. My first track, my first song ever.
First song ever.
Yeah.
What was it? What name was that?
Rubbing Off the Paint.
Okay.
It was a remix.
So your first song ever caught traction.
Yep.
How did that make you feel?
It felt good. It felt good for real.
You put it on like what, YouTube?
YouTube, yep.
Okay. What have you learned since then about the business from that very first try? If you could go back to that day and time, what would you tell yourself about the business, about what you would do differently or anything of that nature?
I just say, just take it more serious. And don't stop, for real. Like that's why, like, I kind of lost a little bit of my career. It kind of like fell down a little bit because I slowed down on it. I was too stuck in my ways, and I just tell myself, don't stop, keep going.
Okay. So when you have a song, or like I guess maybe on your first try ever, and it kind of gets traction or it goes viral or whatever, what have you, what could happen, you know, internally within your mind or around you that could cause you to not get that same feeling again, or to stop, or to, what they would say, get lazy, or you know, he fell off, or he not doing it no more? You know, what could happen, you know?
It could be like, I was in the street, so it just be street stuff. Well, I just say, I don't care about the music. But with that, like, after that song, it was like months passed. Then I had my biggest song, was the Dead Ops. Then it was like months passed. I had more bigger songs. Well, not bigger than the Dead Ops, but I had more worldwide songs. It's just, I was just taking breaks, and then the breaks became longer and longer and longer. And then it was just like, the numbers was falling. So it would just be like, keep going, don't stop. Stay consistent.
Stay consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's a message that you would give to an artist that's coming out today. Because you could blow up right now with anything. It could be, like you said, like how you blew up in 2017.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, labels are calling you. People are calling you.
Yeah.
You know, you can sign a deal. Anything could happen.
For sure.
So the advice that you would give someone that was walking in your shoes in 2017 would
Stay consistent.
Stay consistent.
For sure.
Yeah, they say, you know, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
That's a well-renowned, like, basketball quote.
That's true.
Yeah. So with that, from that time of 2017 up until now, you list these different songs that blew up, went viral, things of that nature. What's your most proud moment within your music career, or something that happened to you within it? You know, some type of attention that you got or whatever.
My most proud moment was just like helping my peers build their careers and helping them with their songs, for real. That's really my most proud moment, for real.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. So, what would you say your latest song would be that kind of people gravitated to?
They gravitate to all my songs, like, but like a big song,
Yeah.
I don't even be keeping up with them, for real. Probably Still Drilling.
Okay.
That was probably what, last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Then the song before that was probably, I had a lot of hundreds of thousands. Probably got like 5, 6 videos with millions of views. Oh, I don't really know.
Okay. What was your motivation to even do it in the first place? Like, go to the studio, get in the booth, put down a song, write a song. Why do that, you know, in the era which, you know, you grew up in, like the drill rap? Like, what was your mentality or what motivated you to do it?
I was really just on some playing shit. Like, when my first song, I was playing on some playing shit in the crib by myself, just playing. Then I went to my homie crib, made the song, put it on YouTube. First week, that motherfucker had 20,000 views. I'm like, whoa. And it was just up from there, for real. I just been doing it.
You ever get any like label calls or anything like that?
Yeah, for sure.
How does that normally go for a person that don't know?
They'll reach out. Like, you don't know how they know your information, how they reach out to you, your number, your email, but they gonna find you. Like, they emailed me, got on the phone with them, and it was them. And it was, I don't know how they found me, for real.
Hey, they say the music business, the music labels, they the feds, man. They can find anybody.
For real.
They can do anything. Okay. So I would assume that in 2017, when you put that first song out, like, you didn't have like a structure meaning like a manager, structure meaning like a social media person to help you, you know, post, to help you market yourself, a marketing team, anything like that. Do you have that today, or is that something that you got in mind to put in place, right? Because like you said, you would tell someone to stay consistent with it. You know, 2017, that's a little while ago, you know, and like I'm not sure if you seen this recently, but there was a recent artist that was once popping like back in the day and got back popping by the name of Young LA. That song, Ain't I?
Yeah.
You know, and I would assume, or I would hope, that he has his ducks in a row, because he's getting calls now for bookings and whatever, what have you. And you never know what could happen with the click of one upload.
For sure.
You know, it could be an interview, it could be a podcast, it could be a new song or whatever, what have you. What does that look like for you in regards to setting up infrastructure to market yourself correctly?
Nah, I don't got none of that set up right now, but like, throughout my little upbringing, it was just like, I was doing most of it myself, so it wasn't like hard for me. Like, most of my time I was recording my own songs. I was promoting myself, like I was doing everything. Doing my little couple concerts I had, I was booking those. It was just, I was doing everything myself, so like, it wouldn't be hard for me to actually do it. It'd just be, like, it's really too much for one person to do, to still be focused on handling, making the music, shooting the videos, and still take care of the business. So I really just had to set up a team to do all of it, so it don't all fall back on me.
Yeah.
That's why I really kind of messed up too, besides being in the streets, for real.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because having that infrastructure set up, you know, it's like you turn it into an actual business, an actual corporation now. You know, and that's kind of what you need to leverage, you know, certain songs that go viral, to leverage your career. Because there's moments that could be derailing, like being in the streets. You know, certain things happen. You know, somebody pass away, or you know, you get bad news, or anything happen that could put a pause to your career. Next thing you know, the views are going down and nobody's calling and things of that nature. You know, so me as a person up here, really not knowing you like that, but being your brother from afar, I would highly recommend that you put energy into like setting up an infrastructure so that you can benefit and leverage off of your next moment.
Yeah, so it was just really like, where I'm from, it was like, this was all new to everybody.
Right.
Like, from all my peers to my family, like, it was all new to everybody. Nobody knew this was gonna happen. It was never planned to happen. So it was just like, we didn't know nobody. We don't know who to trust. You hear all the stories. So it was just like, I just do it myself. And that's all it really was. Now I done met new people. like good-hearted people. And it was just like, I just got to set it all up for real. Get everything lined up.
That makes sense. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I hope you get that done, because that's very important. You know, very, very important. That business, once that business is right, you know, everything kind of fall into place.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So with that being said, in regards to, I want to kind of go back a little bit. Certain songs that you made, and you can answer this, you may not answer this, right? So I think it's a song, Dead Ops, something like that.
51 Dead Ops.
51 Dead Ops. I'm kind of challenging that song, and channeling that in particular. Is there any moments or any songs or anything in your music career that you're like, the older you get, like, I kind of regret that, like that, you know what I mean? Like, is there anything like that kind of goes in your mind or that you think about?
Nah, I never regretted that. I never regret nothing I do, but I don't like the song, but I never regretted it though.
Understood.
For sure.
Understood. Okay, but let me ask you this: if you could make that again, or make a song similar to that, what? Let's what they say, the cat is out the bag, right?
Yeah.
Or let's you know, the elephant in the room. What they call like drill rappers, they'll say like dissing songs,
Yeah.
or the dissing era, things of that nature. Do you think that, you know, for you now, where you are in your life now, being a father, being a family man, things of that nature, do you see that as something that's beneficial, you know, where a person, they don't have to do that, right? Meaning like, there's not a gun to their head to do it, you know, or the labels are, you know that for the most part, the labels predominantly, they kind of want something that's controversial.
Yeah, for sure.
In an ideal world, would you see yourself like doing diss songs in the future, or, you know, do you think that's even beneficial to do in 2025?
So myself, I wouldn't do it now, but like it's beneficial for other like people younger that's in the streets, like, to be honest. But it's dangerous. That's, you gotta know about that too. But me now, I wouldn't do it. But then I'll do it again.
Understood. And when you say it's dangerous, right? I think of, from the beginning of time of, you know, diss songs. Obviously, the most popular one is Tupac and Biggie, right? You got the NWAs of the world, or you have, you know, just different diss songs that kind of went throughout the ether and the frequency of the earth. And oftentimes it ends in casualty, or it ends in a worldwide beef, right? Like, I guess another one that's popular right now is 50 Cent and Ja Rule. They still beefing to this day.
For sure.
You know, is there anywhere where you can let bygones be bygones with somebody that you have had beef with, or another neighborhood, or just a person that had did opposition or harmed you or your family? Is there anywhere where you can maybe come to the table, maybe not together, but look at that person like, man, it's over with, you know, like it's the end. Like, I don't want to beef with you. You ain't got to beef with me. We don't got to make a song. I don't got to make a diss song about you. Don't make a diss song about me. Is there anywhere where you could turn the other cheek from your worst enemy?
Yeah, I could see myself doing that. Cause it's like all the losses we done took, and it's no telling how long is this gonna keep going on. How many losses we gonna take? So, yeah, I take it down for real.
I respect that.
For sure.
I respect that, because at the end of the day, we are black people, you know, and knowing the history of kind of what happened to us in regards to our identities being stripped, like how your brother was saying in another interview that'll be coming out soon. He kept saying how our identity was stripped. You know, us as black people, us as African Americans, you know, we got to stick together. You know, I remember that like it was yesterday, like how he was saying that. You know, I think it's very important, and I think it would be very powerful for the brothers in Chicago in specific, you know, to let bygones be bygones, forgive one another, and in a perfect world, hold hands with one another. I really feel like the whole earth will stop, like it'll start raining, storming, or whatever, and like, you know, black people be uplifted if somebody like yourself, that's from where you're from in another neighborhood that could be infamous towards your neighborhood, to where everybody knows that y'all don't get along.
Yeah, for sure.
To where y'all would put that, you know, down and kind of do business together. You know?
That'll be big.
That would be big.
It'll be big.
Do you see that happening in this lifetime?
Yeah, I can see it happening, for sure. I can see it happening.
Okay. Now, you can answer this, or you may not want to answer this.
Yeah.
If you could do business with, like they say, a op or whatever, your neighborhood may be enemies to their neighborhood. If you could do business with them, forget, you know, what happened in the past.
Yeah.
And it would be a big deal, and it could end everything for your race of people, like poverty, black on black crime. You know, if somebody came down here and said, listen, if you do business with this person, you can end poverty for the black race, black on black crime, and all these different things, and we'll give y'all all the wealth. But you have to do business with this particular person or this particular neighborhood. Who would it be?
I don't want to say who it'll be, but I'll definitely do it though.
Okay. Respect that.
Yeah.
Respect that. Okay. I don't got nothing to do with but to respect that. You know, I have to respect that because
everybody, they'll know, but yeah, it'll be a big thing for real.
Understood. So, with that being said, I believe that Chicago, because a lot of people gave up on Chicago, you know? Like if you just go on Twitter right now, that's all the so-called fans or the Twitter bots or it really be a lot of like gamers at home that just be
for sure.
manipulating people to feel a certain type of way. Oh, you need to slide for this person, or you need to do this for this person. But a lot of people, you know, have this stigma on Chicago, like, man, that's just a terrible place. You never want to go there. Don't raise your kids there. Nothing good can come out of Chicago. But I see different, you know, when I look at you, when I look in your eyes, I see you as a king. I see you as a leader for your people, a leader for your community.
Sure.
You know? So would you say that you being from where you're from and it being known for what it's known for, would you say you were just a product of your environment, or you were just, you know, just trying to survive the conditions and the situation that was there?
I would say both. I was a product of my environment and just trying to survive for real. For real, like, it was tough. But that's what I was around, so that's what it was.
Understood. What schools did you go to as a youth?
Elementary school, I went to William Clark Revis Elementary School my whole way through. Then high school, I went to Ace Tech on 54th State till I was a junior, then I dropped out.
That's considered Southside Chicago?
Yeah, Southside, low end. They both on low end.
Okay. How far is that from, it's a community college, Kennedy King?
That's like across the expressway. It's probably about like 30 blocks. All together, about 30 blocks.
So like how much is that in like minutes?
Probably
the reason I'm asking that is because I played ball, and I had to go to JUCO one year. And this is a side note, I'll tell this story, but the school that I was at was called Highland Community College. It's in Freeport, Illinois, and we had to play like the neighboring schools in the conference. And one of them was Kennedy King, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of it. And it was like in the South Side.
Yeah.
And this was my first experience of like really going to the South Side of Chicago. And I could just feel the tension in the atmosphere. This
Yeah.
was in 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
So me doing my research, this peak Chicago war, you know, this
Yeah,
is
for sure.
peak drama going on.
Yeah.
And like the way that the police was talking to us,
Yep.
the way that the atmosphere was, it was just, I'm like, it was new to me, you know, because I'm from North Carolina. But for the most part, we experienced, you know, a lot of racism. We experienced, you know, gang violence too. But I never experienced the law enforcement kind of just conducting themselves to like regular people that way. You know, so long story short, we had a situation going on with one of my teammates. Did something to one of the girls, and the girl, she was from Southside Chicago, and we had to go to the game, but we had to get police escorted out because there was like 15 brothers waiting to confront us or my teammate about what he did to the girl. He stole her like a PS2 or something like that. And they all like had dreads, like the people like the Chief Keef look or whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, it was just crazy seeing that, you know, coming from North Carolina. So that's why I was asking like how far that was.
From what? Like my neighborhood?
Yeah.
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, about 10 minutes. Driving here about 10 minutes.
So it ain't really far at all.
No, not far at all.
So the South Side of Chicago is really like a tight
No,
area.
South Side is big.
Okay.
It's big.
Understood.
That's just not that far from where we from.
Understood. Okay. All right, man. So in regards to where you at right now in your life, like, what's your future plans for career-wise?
I'm just really just bettering my craft and really just taking it more serious for the better, for real. Working on my mixtape, working on the EP and my mixtape. That's really mainly it as far as my career.
So you being a drawer, have you ever drew your cover art like
Nope.
you never did that?
No,
You ever thought about it?
I thought about it, but like that's I don't know. I can't really like when it has something to do with me. Like I don't know. I can't like open up more about it. Like I don't know. Like I don't think I could like sit down and just like when I be like I don't know. Like when I make songs, it be kind of hard to do. So like me drawing the pictures and making like thinking the idea for the mixtape, it be hard. 'Cause like when I be communicating with the person that's making it, I just tell them like, do what you're gonna do, because I don't know what I want.
Right.
But if somebody was coming to me to do theirs, I'd be like more open to do it. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to me.
Understood. I think that's interesting,
Yeah.
but I think that you got the ability to do it. I
Yeah.
think that if you just navigated your thought process to like, okay, so let's say for example, if you was like, I'm gonna put out an album like next month. The best albums, like the greatest albums of all time, they normally kind of got a theme,
Yeah.
like a theme to it. You know, you got the intro, then it kind of goes into something, and then it ends a certain way.
For sure.
So if you were to come into an album with like a particular theme, that'll probably give you an idea of like how you could do your cover art. Now you really get into artistry. Now you really becoming like an artist because you did the cover work, you did the cover art,
Yeah.
you got the album, you got the theme. You could print T-shirts, you know what I mean, hoodies
For sure.
with your drawings on it,
For sure though.
you know, and then you can get it trademarked.
Yeah.
You know, all these different things, you got the ability to do it because not only are you a rapper, but you're now becoming an artist, and you're now becoming like, you know, your own, you know, digital marketer, you know, with your artistry and how you could work your hands.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you could do that, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
All it takes is a little, you know what I mean, chopping it up with me, bro. I give you some ideas.
Yeah, it's probably just like the environment, like, I probably just gotta get away for a while. Like now, I probably could like free my mind some more. It's just probably Chicago, it just be so much going on in my head, where I just be stuck, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. And that makes me think about, like how they say, Like they say, oh, well, you know, Chief Keef, he got out of Chicago and, you know, he kind of grew into this person that he is now, where he's able to communicate himself, talk, kind of express himself. I do think that your environment plays a big role and factor on how you conduct yourself, you know, in that manner.
For sure.
And I know for a fact that you being from where you from and you've seen a lot of traumatic things, you know, that kind of shape you. They say when a person goes to the military or they were in Iraq or whatever, when they come home, they're a different person. They call Chicago Chirac.
For sure.
You know? So I really think that going to other places, talking, expressing to other people from different places, that'll really like help you and other brothers that's like you get more creative in that artist bag.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. You ever thought about doing therapy?
Yeah, I thought about it. I'm gonna get into it though when I plan on moving real soon, so I'm gonna get into it when I move.
Understood. What is one of the main reasons why you would even consider or thought about it, doing therapy?
Just cause like it'd be hard like just talking about the stuff for real. So I wanna like it's kind of easy to talk to somebody that went through it, but somebody that won't judge you for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the main thing for real.
That's a fact. And see, this is one of the reasons why I hate the internet, because the first thing you do, you get on the internet, people putting their opinion on things, you know, and it could be an opinion that they seen a 2-second clip of something, or not even that. They may have heard something, and now they pushing a narrative, you know, and you seeing it's like, yo, they judging and they don't even really know what's going on, and they don't know the reason why that may be true or why I had to conduct myself in that manner, predicated upon something else that happened. So I really feel for, you know, brothers like yourself, like myself, because I too am from an environment like that, but I was able to get away, play ball, travel, you know? And so when I see you, I see myself, and I kind of see where these type of conversations are needed, which leads me to my next point of, I saw, you know, one of your last interviews on a big platform. I don't even know if I should say their name, give them, you know what I mean, shout outs. I'm gonna be like, y'all don't say no names. They ain't even gonna say their name. But a big platform, a huge platform out on the West Coast. And they ask questions that can be damning to an individual, even if it's not true. You know? So how do you feel about being a rapper and being in this social media era where anything you say can be held against you, whether it's true or not?
I feel like it just be like, it's really kind of like we gotta take a blame for it too, because it's like what we rapping about. So it's these people's job to ask us the stuff we rapping about and the stuff that they seeing on the internet. So it just be like, it is what it is. It's up to you to answer it. It's up to you to answer it the right way. Can't get mad at them for doing their job.
True. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. But at the same time, I be watching it like, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, how can you ask a question like that to a black man that you see and you've heard these stories where he's from this type of environment? He may not know no better. So why would you even put him in that condition or that situation?
Yeah, for sure. But I feel you on that. But you still got to think about, like, people rap about killing people and shooting people. I seen him die. I was the one that seen him. Like, so why would you? Like, you gotta just like feel him too though. Like.
Yeah. Okay, you're right, and that'd be crazy too.
Yeah.
And I would ask the same question to the rapper. Why would you even say that on song? Why would you say, I did this, I did that, or whatever, what have you? It's like a catch-22. So brothers like myself, you know, it's important that we speak to brothers like you from the environment that you're from to kind of challenge you to kind of see, okay, do you actually really feel, are you standing 10 toes down on saying this on record? And do you feel this way, not just about your opposition at the time, but your people in general? Is there any way that we can kind of just end this? And when I say end this, I'm talking about drill rap. So which leads me to ask you, do you ever see yourself not being a drill rapper?
Yeah. I for sure could see myself not being a drill rapper, but I could still talk about like stuff I done seen. So if you could still call that a drill rapper, then, but it's just stuff I done seen, what I done been through, me expressing myself. But I can see myself creating other music, for sure.
That's what's up. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see, how you grow, and how you expand your horizon from just the ways that we were brought up. You know what I mean? Let me ask you this: Do you have any like faith background or anything like that?
Not really. Like, I believe in a higher power like God, but like I don't really like get into like deeply into it.
Understood. Is there a particular reason why? Like, it's just something that you hadn't gotten to yet? Like you
I
weren't
just haven't
really
gotten
raised.
into it yet.
Understood.
Like I was raised, my grandparents was Christian Baptist, but my mother and my stepfather they Muslim. So I just haven't like really chose what I want to do for real.
Understood. Okay. And with that being said, do you think that having some type of like faith background kind of like steers a person? Because like right now, we're seeing a lot of people from your era, from your generation, kind of transition to being a Muslim, being a Nation of Islam. We're seeing brothers from your era transition to being a Hebrew Israelite. You know what I mean? Following the Bible, following the laws of Moses, being a regular kind of modern Christian. Do you see, how that could like navigate somebody to be more on a straight and narrow path? Do you feel like if brothers in your world would choose one, that things would be a little better?
Yeah, because it's some's like 50-50, because I see some guys would take that route and like actually do better. I see some guys take that route and still do the same bullshit. Still, they go to do their Sahara and do all this and that. They back dissing, carrying guns, shooting at people, smoking weed, drinking liquor. Like, you ain't supposed to be doing that type of stuff. But it's just like a 50-50 thing.
Understood.
People following trends and people that really want to do it.
Understood. Have you ever seen let me ask you this. This is kind of off the wall question. You into any like conspiracy theories or anything like that?
Yeah.
Like what?
Aliens. I'll be deep in on that stuff. The aliens. I can't really think off the top, but I'll be deep into that stuff though.
Okay. Tell me about that. Like what you be seeing, or like what you think? What's your thought process?
That everybody think that the aliens is in the solar system, but it's really it's in the water. I believe they in the water too. Like they still don't know. They haven't checked like 70% of the water on this earth.
Yep.
What's down there?
That's right.
Yeah. So I be really checking in on that stuff.
Understood. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Like, how many people you think that listen to your music would think that you into that?
I want to say one.
Yeah. See, the whole time they probably into the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we all out here trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of us was growing up misguided. But I think that when we start thinking about those higher level thought waves and frequencies, and that we just elevate, as a people, especially us being so-called black people. You know, I think that's dope, man. I think that's dope.
For sure.
Yeah. So what can you tell me, man? Like what's something about you that you want to share with the people that they may have a misnomer about you. They might got you misunderstood in this realm. You know, what's something you want to clear up? Get off your chest.
Damn. I don't even know. It's another good question. Can we come back to that question?
Yeah, we can come back. We can come back because that's a good one, man. Because it's a lot of stuff about you, you know, online.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like you just do a quick
Like
YouTube search.
Like the online stuff for real, like none of that stuff be true. Like that's made from people that don't know me from a can of paint.
Right.
So like that stuff, none of that's true, for real. If nobody I know said it, then it's not true.
Understood. Okay. All right. So another a lighthearted question. You know, did you grow up like watching sports or, you know, anything like that, or playing sports?
No, I never really watched sports. I really just got into sports. Literally, probably like last year, I just started watching basketball and football. But like growing up, I never played sports. Only sports I played was flag football at elementary school, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, shit like that. But never played sports. No, never watched it till now.
Damn.
I was really just out here.
Understood. Do you think if you would have played sports, like your life would have been different? Like you would have chose a different path, or
Nah, I wouldn't have been good because I'm like a 2 left foot type of person.
Okay.
2 left feet.
Understood.
So yeah, I wasn't gonna go too far with the sports.
Understood. You think your children gonna possibly maybe play, or?
Yeah, I've been working on that.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Okay. All right. So with that being said, man, let us know what you got. You know what you got going on. What you got cooking up. What's the plan? What's the, you know, what's the future looking like for 051 DRILLA? DRILLA on the scene.
Just getting rich, being a better man, better father. Working on my EP that's gonna drop in the next couple months. Then my mixtape towards the end of the year. That's all I'm really working on right now. Just building, finding more, and trying to get more incomes. That's really all for real. Staying alive, getting out of Chicago.
Yeah. So I had a question, but you just said something that's kind of potent to me. When it comes to, you know, something, when you say something like, I'm just trying to stay alive. How can you deal with that, you know, on a day-to-day basis, being in an environment like Chicago, the particular place where you're from, the low end? What is that like, waking up every day when you gotta say, like, I'm just trying to stay alive?
You never really like understand it until you like out of town and you feel like when you free. Like I was walking around earlier, my headphones in, listen to music for an hour, walking around, just didn't look back, ain't have a meaning to look back. Like it just felt good. Like in Chicago, I can't walk out with one earphone in my ear. I gotta put a gun, I gotta get a gun as soon as I walk out the door. I gotta be around somebody that got a gun. It's just, you gotta keep looking back every 10 seconds. Look at that car, look at that car. The car's riding fast at the same time, I gotta look at both of them. It's just really like, it really be tiring. Like I done had some good sleep since I've been out here. Like I just love going out of town. Like I don't even want to go back home. My family there, so I gotta go back. But all that's gonna be over soon, though.
Yeah, say that. I believe that for you, bro.
For sure.
And I really hope and I pray that you and other brothers that's like you are able to navigate that, because that's not a way of living.
For sure.
When you gotta wake up and automatically be on point, because you never know what's about to happen. You never know who plotting on you. You never know, you know, when your time is.
Sure.
You know, to be able to walk outside and not have a one single ear pod in your ear, you know, that's stressful. That's stressful, man. So, hey, all of you brothers, the whole 051, everybody, even the people that, you know, are opposition to y'all, I see all y'all brothers as black kings,
Sure.
you know, the chosen people, you know, and I really just hope the curse can be broken to where we can forgive one another so that we can be the people on top. We can be the race that's, you know, wealthy,
Yeah, for sure.
you know what I mean? Things of that nature.
It just take for all of us to grow up and really see the bigger picture for real.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So,
That's a fact. So what's the name of the EP that's coming out?
lighting the wick.
Light of the Wick.
Lighting the wick.
Lighting the Wick.
Yeah, like lighting it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up. And then the mixtape after that.
The wick is lit.
Okay. See, you don't think you can do some artistry on that?
See, I don't know. Like I told you, I don't know.
You already got it in your head. You
Yeah.
saying you already, when you told me that, I'm seeing something. You could probably, you know, draw something up, bruh.
I couldn't picture it in my head. Well, I kind of like pictured it, but I can't like get it out. So I told him like, you do your thing.
Understood.
For sure.
Okay. All right, man. Any other last words that you want to tell the people? You know, what's your name? Where you from? You know, what you repping? You know, where they can find you at?
Drill Wick, Instagram 51 DRILLA, YouTube Drill Wick. That's it. That's all I be on. Yeah. Shout out to the members. Shout out to my family. That's all, for real.
Well, hey, bro, it's nice talking to you, brother. I hope that your stay here is beautiful and, you know, you continue to grow, you know, and I hope that other members see this video, this pod, and even the opposition see this and somebody grows or somebody picked up on something to where we can just all grow as a race.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate you coming on, bro.
I appreciate you for bringing me here.
Well, for sure, man.